disease, predators, rats, parasites. Are there really this many problems with backyard chickens? I don't want to stress you out, so let's talk about how we can avoid these things. When I was a little girl, I wanted to save the world. When that didn't happen, I decided to create my own world where things changed for the better every single day. Welcome to Chickenlandia. Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. I really, in my heart, believe that chickens are for everyone. So it just delights me when I see people getting chickens for the first time, especially when they live on a small lot like mine, because I really think that does a lot to normalize the chicken experience no matter what environment you live in. Now, there's no denying that having chickens, especially if you have them on a small lot or if you have them in the same area for an extended period of time, can cause some problems. But I do believe that there's a way to mitigate those issues or just completely avoid them, because I've managed to really have a good experience even though my chickens are on a small lot and even though I live in a subdivision where my neighbors are very close to me. So let's talk about the one that is the most fun, disease. I remember when I first had chickens and I was doing like Google searches on things that I wanted to prevent, and there's all this stuff about all these chicken diseases, most of it which I will never come in contact with. And then if you go on Facebook and you say, what about this chicken disease or whatever, there's a lot of alarmist responses that you will get. So it's hard to keep a level head and it can get really scary. The main thing that you want to do to prevent disease in your flock is to, and this is very much common sense, keep your coop clean. There is going to be poop in the coop, I promise you that. And there's a lot of poop in my coop right now. That's why I'm not showing it to you, because I need to clean it right now. But one of your main lines of defense is going to be, how do I point at that? There you go. That is ventilation. And in my coop, I have cross ventilation going. That will help so much to keep the air fresh in here, to keep the ammonia down. It will really help in terms of keeping their respiratory systems healthy. Even in the winter when it seems like everything should be closed up, that's actually not true. That's like a recipe for disease, especially in the winter. What you want to do is just make sure that there's not a draft where your chickens are roosting, and then you will be golden. But you do want there to be airflow through your coop. Are you doing that, Kiki? Feed your chickens stuff that is good for them. Even if you're giving scraps, just make sure that the scraps you're giving aren't like, French fries and donuts or whatever junk food you're eating. I do recommend a good balanced layer feed. You want to make sure, especially if they don't have access to pasture, that you offer layer grit so that they can properly digest their feed and also any bugs or scraps you might give them. And the other thing you want to do is give them oyster shell, or you can take their eggshells and crush them up and feed those back to them. These two things, oyster shell or their eggshells, are going to give them the extra calcium that they need in order to lay good, strong eggs. And you want to offer that in a different dish. The hens will know to eat it, and they'll eat as much as they need to eat of it. Please predator proof. It is so important. I'm going to put a link in the description to one of my videos that talks all about predator proofing. I know that it is an extra expense. I know that it's a pain, but I think if you just do it from the start, you will have so much better of an experience, because let me tell you, predators do not come until they do. And then when they do, and they will, if you don't predator proof, they will come eventually. They will not leave until you do what you need to do to take away the access to your chickens. If you shoot the predator, you can do that, but 10 will come to its funeral until you fix the problem. And also what you've done is you've disturbed the natural order of your environment, and you can get a worse problem with something else. Rats. Oh, rats. They get such a bad rap. They actually are really amazing creatures. I love rats, but I don't want them in my chicken yard. And I know that my neighbors also don't want them here, because if they become a problem here, they can become a problem for my neighbors, which is not good. Rats, just like any creature, are just trying to survive. So if they know that they can get access to yummy chicken food or scraps that have been left out overnight, they are going to come, and they're nocturnal animals. So what I do is I will feed my chickens what they will eat before early afternoon. And then for the rest of the day, they really have to like peck and scratch around and clean their area up. Now in the winter, I do make an exception. I will give them a little snack before they go to bed, but I will only give them enough that they will eat right then. I just don't want critters to have a reason to come around here. Chicken Selfie. Chelfie. Yeah. You know, these critters, they live in a natural environment. They hopefully live in a balanced environment where they're kept at bay. You just don't want there to be an infestation, because that's when you can have a problem. And it's also a problem with something else, parasites. You would actually be hard-pressed to find a chicken without any parasites in its body. They normally have some level of parasitic presence in their body, and that is normal. What you don't want is for parasites to overwhelm the chicken's body, and that usually happens when they're compromised in some other way. And that's why it's important to have good practices to keep their coop clean, to keep their waters clean, to make sure that they're not getting super stressed out, because when their defenses get lowered like that, that's when their systems are more likely to be overwhelmed with parasites. I am not somebody that medicates my chickens when I don't know that there is presence of disease. I just don't want to do that, especially if I don't even know what kind of parasite I'm dealing with. What I do is I actually use a product called FirmX, and I am not sponsored by this company, but I just really like this product. It's got some really supportive herbs just for their general immunity, and it also has herbs in it that can help with parasitic overload. I just think it's a great product because it does all this, and it's also really gentle. Your best defense against external parasites on your chickens is to make sure that they have a place to dust bathe all year long. In the warmer months, your chickens will find places to dust bathe in their natural environment, but it's really important in the colder months to make sure that they still have a place where they can dust bathe. What can happen over the winter is mites can hibernate. So you might have an active case of external parasites in the fall that you did not notice, but as soon as the warmer months come, they're gonna come out, and it's gonna be a big pain. So make sure that they do have a place to dust bathe during the colder months so that that is not a problem for you. If you want to learn how to make your own super cute dust bath for your chickens, I want you to click this link right here. It's going to tell you how to make your dust bath, what to put in it to keep the critters away, and as always, it's 100% friendly backyard chicken education and entertainment, and you are going to love it.